All right, we're gonna try this again. Hopefully, that last one exited real quick, but we are gonna absolutely try this again. It was my Instagram live that was doing its thing. So I was gonna give you guys a little bit of a break. Apparently, Facebook is having an issue, is what it says. So we'll give it a little bit. Of course, when you got an important video that you want to put out there, right? So let's delete this. There we go. We should be live over on Facebook now, hopefully. Waiting for this to all work. I was gonna give it a little bit of a break, but I decided to come online because there is a video that I want each and every one of you to watch. I do want you guys to see it. I think it's important that we all watch it together and then react to it. And if you're watching the replay, welcome in. There's a lot going on. There's a lot happening. There's a lot of misinformation out there when it comes down to what's going on with Charlie Kirk and his assassin and all this other stuff. And everybody's spreading their stories and they're getting it to me in my DMs and they're trying to get me to spread their garbage as well. And I am not going to spread your shit. Okay. I'm going to wait for the facts to come out. I'm going to cross-reference the facts. And when I feel comfortable putting them up there, I'm going to do it. A lot of people rely on me to get information, and I'm going to continue to have that integrity, and I'm going to continue to put out the information as I see it. If there's creators that are faster than me at it, so be it. But I'm not going to put out false narratives and false garbage and fearmonger people because that's not who I am as a person, as an individual. This video, I've watched it all the way through. I hope you all can watch it with me, and it puts into perspective a lot of what we're seeing and a lot of why this stuff is happening and why we call them evil. The left thinks we're at war with them. They literally think we're at war with them. And there's a guy on Instagram named Political Fabian. He has a pretty good following. You might know who he is. You might follow him. I suggest you follow him. I'm going to show his video here. So the video credit is to Political Fabian. And we're going to go ahead and watch it. And then hopefully we can have a dialogue and discussion on it.
As a warning, because you don't understand the mentality of a leftist, of someone who would go to the lengths of assassinating Charlie Kirk. You don't understand it, and you need to. So that's what I'm going to talk about right now. Now, we are always at protest. We are in these people's faces. We go undercover as Antifa. We debate them online. And the first thing you need to understand about them is that they believe they are in a war. They believe they're in an actual war. That's why they call us Nazis. And you may laugh when they say that, but they actually believe that we are Nazis taking away their freedom. And if you're in a war, then death is a justification for whatever it is that you think you're fighting for. Second, leftist ideology has fused with Islam to the point where now they are celebrating the people, their martyrs who die for the cause. Luigi Mangione, the guy who almost killed Trump, whoever this guy is going to be, I assure you they're going to proclaim him a martyr. That is something that they got from Hamas, from terrorism, from Islam. This is why they dress the way they do with the keffiyehs. This is why, now if you think about a war, they have bannermen, they have people with flags, they have people playing drums, they have people leading chants, they are marching. Those are all things an army does. They truly believe they are in a war. And that death is the ultimate martyrdom. Death is the ultimate, whatever you want to call it. They got this from Islam. And people put them on a pedestal and say, these people are amazing. We see it all the time. and it's not going to stop. If you think your life is pointless and worthless because you have no religion, you have no father, probably, whatever those issues are, you want meaning in life. What more meaning than to be a martyr for these people? And we do make fun of them. They're skinny, they're scrawny, they're all hopped up on medication, but that does not mean that they are not dangerous. They're trying to take your children in school. They're trying to indoctrinate them. They're assassinating people. Like, what more do people need to understand before they realize this is not something that's going to go away easily, especially now that they've adopted terrorist tactics like Hamas, like Islam does, and the radical Islamists. So I don't know where the country goes from here, but I do know that you do not want to see the right riot. You do not want to see that. You've never seen it. Why? Because the right has all the guns. And I really pray that Trump can do something to calm the storm, but I don't see how that can be stopped at this point with the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Right after the murder of Irina Zarutska, the 23-year-old Ukrainian, I think we're heading for some very dark.
Wow. What are your comments? What are your comments on that? I watched that video. A couple times, and it makes sense. It makes sense. If you look at the radicalization of the left, there's people on that side that truly do think that they are at war. They're at war with us. And they look at us as the enemy. And that's why they place those labels on us. Nazis, fascists, bigots, whatever they have to do to hate us, to make it easier for them to harm us, is what they're going to do. That's why when they get you fired from your job, that's just them winning a little battle in a major war, right? They don't care. They honestly do not care. And it is heartbreaking, right? There is a mini civil war going on in our societies, and nobody's paying attention to it. Charlie Kirk being assassinated is a byproduct of that civil war. So when I come out and I say that they're evil, I mean it. They don't care about you. You know, for a long time, we've taken the high road. Oh, yes, they're just online trolls, right? They're just online trolls. They're just trying to get under your skin. No, these people genuinely hate you. They genuinely do not want you to exist. I was at Home Depot today, and I was picking up some tile mortar, and I had it over my shoulder. I came to the checkout, and I'm wearing my gear, right? I'm wearing my unapologetically conservative. I wear it everywhere. And a guy at the next checkout, he was like, "Hey, man, I really love your show." And I was like, "Thanks, buddy. I really appreciate that." And he's like, "Yeah, I didn't know, after everything that happened yesterday, how I would approach you." And I was like, "You approach me just like any other day. That's it. You just approach me like any other day, because I'm not going to live my life in fear. Why would I do that? Why would I be that guy? Why would I let them dictate how to live my life? I'm not scared of a leftist. Never have been, and I never will be. Do I now know that the left is capable of unaliving people? Absolutely, I know that they're capable of that. But am I going to allow that to dictate how I do my content, or what I speak out against? No, because I have values and beliefs, and I feel that I play a big part in speaking out against it. So if you're watching the replay or you just got in, I suggest you to rewind and go back and watch the video that I did show. It's important for everybody to see that. It puts it into perspective when you actually understand that these fuckers have no problem indoctrinating your children, have no problem committing violence against you. They literally think they're at war. They they want nothing but harm done to you. Yeah. And you know, I've heard this. I've heard this, Trevor. What will it take to be civil, or what will it take for society to be civil amongst each other again? I don't think that we were ever civil, to be honest with you. I don't think we were ever civil to each other, and I think that's a big issue, and that's a big problem that we have. I think now it's just more out there on social media for everybody to see, and these people, these leftists, actually think they're in war. And I want to move on to another topic. I did the video today about the professor from the University of Toronto. And I see him having some latency issues, so I hope that the stream doesn't shut down here. But there's been tons of people who have sent letters, phone calls, to the point where it was actually busy. The phone line was busy. And if you haven't called the University of Toronto yet, I highly encourage you guys to do so. I'll bring up it here, wherever I can get it here. Ruth Marshall, what her response to the shooting death of Charlie Kirk. Shooting is honestly too good for so many of you. Fascist cunts. That's what she said. And from what I'm hearing from the innards of, yeah, I'm having some very, very bad connection issues here. Hopefully it gets better. But yeah, I'll say that again in case you guys didn't get it. Ruth Marshall, University of Toronto, study of religion plus political science faculty member. Shooting is honestly too good for so many of you fascist cunts, is what she said. And a lot of people of you made your phone calls and sent your letters. And what I'm hearing is the dean of the faculty is calling her into the office if he hasn't already, and something will be done. So we'll stay tuned to that. Rachel Gilmore, we talked about her yesterday. If you guys remember, I talked to you guys about Rachel Gilmore and how she basically came out and was extremely disrespectful. Today, she put her Twitter account to absolutely private. You guys probably can't see that. But yeah, Rachel Gilmore put her Twitter account to private because she can't handle it. And this is what I said would happen. She'll go and she'll claim victim and poor me. And, you know, these guys are so mean. See how bad the right is? Well, when you cheer for the death of somebody who just wanted free speech and to debate, you get what you get. And I'm glad you went private. Why not just delete the whole fucking account at this point? You're done, Rachel. You're done. Because as long as I'm on the internet, I'm going to make sure that I call everything you do out. Yeah, exactly. So that's where we are, guys. I wasn't going to do a live stream. I'm hoping to get my buddy Life Liberty on for tonight's live stream. I'm hoping that we can get something done there. And yeah, we'll go from there. I appreciate you guys. Have yourselves a wonderful day. And yeah, we'll chat later.